Imagine being imprisoned for fighting for a cause you believe in deeply. For Emmeline Pankhurst, the leader of the British suffragette movement, this was a harsh reality. But what many don't know is the silent rebellion she led from within the prison walls. Arrested in 1912 for her militant activities, Pankhurst began a secret hunger strike, refusing food to protest the government's oppression of women's suffrage. The authorities responded with brutal force-feeding, a painful and degrading process. Her rebellion drew attention to the plight of suffragettes, galvanizing public support and highlighting the extreme measures the government would take to silence them. Pankhurst's defiance became a powerful symbol of resistance, demonstrating the lengths to which she and her fellow suffragettes would go for equality. Imagine being trapped in a loveless marriage with a ruler who threatens your very survival. This was the reality for Catherine the Great in 1762. Married to Peter III, an unpopular and erratic leader, Catherine knew she had to act. She meticulously built alliances with powerful military leaders and garnered support from key political figures. On July 9, 1762, while Peter was away, Catherine seized the moment. She rallied the troops, marched to the Winter Palace, and declared herself empress. Peter was forced to abdicate and mysteriously died shortly after. This daring coup not only secured Catherine's power, but also marked the beginning of one of Russia's most illustrious reigns. One of the most powerful queens had a secret advisor from a distant land. Queen Victoria's relationship with Abdul Karim, an Indian servant turned confidant, was one such hidden chapter. It began in 1887, when Abdul Karim was sent to England to serve at the Queen's Golden Jubilee. Fascinated by his culture, Victoria promoted him to Munshi, or teacher. They exchanged personal letters, and Karim introduced her to Urdu and Indian cuisine. Despite fierce opposition from the royal household, their bond endured for over a decade. Victoria even arranged for Karim to have land in India. This friendship, eclipsed by prejudice, reveals a complex dimension of the empire's history. Did you know Marie Curie, the famed scientist, undertook a secret mission during World War I? As the conflict raged across Europe, Curie saw the desperate need for medical advancements on the front lines. Using her scientific knowledge, she developed mobile radiography units, affectionately known as Little Curies. These units were equipped with X-ray machines and driven to the battlefields, where they revolutionized battlefield medicine by allowing doctors to locate shrapnel and bullets in wounded soldiers more accurately. Despite the danger, Curie personally drove these units, training over 150 women to operate them. Her bravery and ingenuity saved countless lives, solidifying her legacy not just as a brilliant scientist, but as a humanitarian girl standing before seasoned warriors, her voice unwavering. In 1429, Joan of Arc, a 17-year-old claiming divine guidance, penned a bold letter to the English at Orleans. She demanded they surrender or face divine wrath. Addressing Henry VI directly, she warned, "I am sent by God to drive you out of France." The audacity of a mere girl challenging an empire was unheard of, yet Joan's conviction was unshaken. This ultimatum didn't just set the stage for Orleans' liberation, but showcased her indomitable spirit. Her words, a blend of faith and defiance, marked a pivotal moment in history, redefining courage. Harriet Tubman wasn't just the famed conductor of the Underground Railroad, but also a daring spy during the Civil War. In 1863, Tubman led a covert operation known as the Combahee River Raid, which freed more than 700 enslaved people. Utilizing her extensive knowledge of secret routes and survival skills, she guided Union troops through Confederate territory, avoiding detection and gathering critical intelligence. Her bravery and strategic prowess were instrumental in crippling Confederate supply lines. This mission marked the first time in U.S. history that a woman led an armed expedition. Tubman's espionage efforts were a pivotal, yet often overlooked aspect of her extraordinary legacy. Queen Elizabeth I, a woman in a man's world, outwit some of the greatest powers of her time. One of her most remarkable, yet little-known achievements was the 1588 victory against the Spanish Armada. But another diplomatic triumph lies in her handling of the Scottish Queen Mary. Elizabeth deftly navigated the thorny issue of Mary's imprisonment and eventual execution, maintaining a delicate balance of power. She used charm, intelligence, and strategic marriages to keep England safe and prosperous. Elizabeth's reign wasn't just about battles. It was about winning minds and alliances through sheer diplomatic prowess. I told you Cleopatra wasn't just a seductress, but a shrewd diplomat. In 41 BCE, Cleopatra embarked on a clandestine mission to Tarsus, meeting Roman leader Mark Antony. Her goal? To secure Egypt's political future amid Rome's internal chaos. Cleopatra arrived in grand style, transforming her ship into a floating palace to dazzle Antony. She spoke multiple languages and brought gifts that showcased Egypt's wealth. Their meeting wasn't just romantic, it was a calculated move. By allying with Antony, Cleopatra ensured Egypt's protection and her own power. This secret mission underscored her intelligence and strategic acumen, redefining quiet defiance spark a revolution. On December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks boarded a bus in Montgomery, Alabama, taking a seat in the colored section. When the bus filled, the driver demanded that Parks and 3 other black passengers give up their seats for white riders. While the others complied, Parks silently refused. Her arrest ignited the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal event led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., lasting 381 days. Parks's act of quiet defiance not only challenged segregation laws, but also galvanized a nationwide movement, forever embedding her name in history as the mother of the civil rights. Eleanor Roosevelt changed the course of human rights history? In 1948, as the chairwoman of the UN Commission on Human Rights, she played a pivotal role in drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Despite being met with skepticism and opposition from various national representatives, she persisted. Her leadership and determination were crucial in navigating the complex political landscape. On December 10, 1948, the General Assembly of the United Nations adopted the Declaration. Roosevelt's passionate advocacy ensured that the document encompassed a broad spectrum of rights for people worldwide. Her influence remains a cornerstone in the fight for global human rights.